Okay, what we're looking at here is my wife's vintage, antique, and collectible store. It's called My Wife and Her Crazy Ideas, and we built this business from my husband and his stupid truck junk hauling business. What we found out early in the going with the junk hauling business is that people throw away some really cool stuff. And we don't like taking stuff to the landfill, or we don't like taking good stuff to the landfill. So this is what we came up with. First, it was storage units, and believe me, our storage unit after a year was just jam-packed, floor to ceiling, wall to wall, open up the door, crap falling out. And so we tried a variety of things as far as storage unit cells and things of that nature, but we live in a storage unit. No, our storage unit is in kind of a gated situation where you have to put in a code and the gate comes up and everything, and it was just a hassle getting people in there. I'll check out this shadow box. That's his autograph. Just had to stop and point that out. That's a find right there. Love that thing. But at any rate, just searching for a way to sell these items and get them back into the hands of people that really love this kind of stuff, we decided to open up a thrift store, or an antique vintage collectible store, whatever, pretty much the same thing, where we could sell the good stuff that we find, the treasures that we find on our junk adventures. So, kind of long story short of how we came about this shop was we had a client that needed a house cleaned out, and come to find out he had just purchased a huge building that just had 2 offices in it. The entirety of the rest of the building is wide open. And he doesn't live here, so he needed somebody to manage the building. We got hired to manage the building, and so we found this space to move all of our cool finds into. So thus, My Wife and Her Crazy Ideas vintage, antique, and collectible shop was born. This has really given us a great opportunity to expand our business, not in the traditional way. The traditional way of expanding a junk hauling business is moving into a new territory, buying new trucks, hiring more staff. We didn't really feel the need to do that in this particular community. Our 2 trucks and trailers pretty much, let's just put it this way, we always have jobs, but we have enough equipment and enough people to cover all of the jobs coming in for the communities that we serve. So it made sense for us to expand in a different way, and by finding the good stuff in our hauls and having an outlet to sell them has actually saved us money at the landfill. We're not throwing as much stuff away. When we hit the scales, we weigh less, therefore we pay less. And we're keeping the good stuff in circulation. Now, not only are we able to sell these items at dirt cheap prices, but we're also able to donate a lot of the stuff that we get. We get a lot of living room furniture. We get a lot of dining room furniture. We just get a lot of household furniture. We get household items like vacuum cleaners. We get lots of pots and pans, dishes, silverware, things of that nature. We're able to give those back to the community. We've furnished single mothers' homes for free. We've furnished our daughter's first apartment for free. We've helped people whose houses have burnt down, get back on their feet and have some furniture to sit on in their new house. We've just been able to do a lot of great things through this business. We've also, for the young entrepreneurs, been able to give away a couple of the lawn mowers that we've brought back and got running and help them start their lawn mowing business. Oh look, Dungeons and Dragons, man, this stuff is awesome. There's just so many cool things that we find out there. But we've been able to help young entrepreneurs get their business up and running. We gave away 2 riding lawn mowers this summer, one of which was a 0 turn, a pretty expensive one. to kids in the communities that we serve to help them launch their lawn mowing business. And they're doing fantastic out there. I love seeing young guys with a entrepreneurial spirit get out there and get things done. So when you're thinking of expanding your business, it doesn't always mean expanding that particular business. Sometimes you can expand into a different business that makes sense, right? My husband and his stupid trucks work hand in hand with my wife and her crazy ideas. We support each other. Hey, there's that bobcat. Go Cats. There's our truck dog, Red. Red's with me everywhere. If you see me, you'll see him. Anyway, my wife and her crazy ideas. Let's go. Give us a call if we can help you develop your business. Go.